How high can the price of Bitcoin go in 2024? Well, these are the best Bitcoin price predictions that I've seen anyway, and why these different people and institutions believe that Bitcoin can go higher in 2024. And they're all higher, by the way. No one's saying Bitcoin's going to zero. Everyone's saying Bitcoin's going up. The only question is, how high is Bitcoin going to go? Well, let's go ahead and get straight into this because I think there's some very interesting numbers to dive into here, as well as the why. The why, of course, is the really important thing. Alliance Berenstein's prediction for Bitcoin in 2024, $80,000. Now, it's only $10,000 over the previous all-time high of around $70,000, so it's not like a groundbreaking prediction by any means. What about Standard Chartered Bank? Well, they're saying that we could see $100,000 Bitcoin by the end of 2024. Now, this is where it starts to get interesting. We're going to look at the chart here to break down why these 100K numbers could actually be quite spot on. Van Eck, they're also predicting $100,000 Bitcoin in 2024. Great, good, solid, fat, chunky, juicy, sexy, round number. I'll take 100K Bitcoin. Thank you very much. That would be fantastic. And I know some people are already, $100,000 Bitcoin is never going to happen, man. Come on, get really realistic. Come on now. Okay, sure. Well, I've been here for people saying that we would never get back above $20,000. We would never get back above $10,000. Look where we are today. Check this out. Why I think these 100K predictions are interesting, or 100K plus predictions, we have a few more predictions to look at, is this. So this is 2020. If you weren't around back then, well, it was a banger of a year. You see, Bitcoin for most of the year didn't do that very much. We had, of course, the big crash. Everyone freaked out, went down to $3,800 or $4,000, whatever. Then we kind of ground out towards the Bitcoin halving in mid-May. Not a lot of price action. Bitcoin kind of went sideways for a while, had a little bit of price action, went from $9,000 to $12,000 back down. So we had some moments throughout the year. We had no giant catalysts. We had some moments. It was an exciting year, it was a fun year. And then MicroStrategy started buying Bitcoin. And then others started buying Bitcoin. PayPal started selling to their customers. All kinds of big catalysts started coming into play. The bull market kicked into the holy crap phase post Bitcoin halving, to remind you. So in the month of December, Bitcoin went from about, well, let's say $20,000. This is the most important thing. $20,000 up to $35,000. And why I say 20,000 is the most important thing is that's the previous all-time high from 2017. So we smashed the previous all-time high. And in the space of 2 weeks, we went from 20K to 35K. Shit got moving when it started moving. Once we cracked over that previous high, we started running real hard because there was no price resistance ahead. It was all just, whoa, how high can we go? People started getting very excited. Price started moving very, very quickly. And of course, that's just the 2 weeks to the end of the year. If we look at that particular rally, the price got over 100% before you even saw any kind of retracement. It was basically 4 weeks of up only with 100% move. And that Bitcoin halving was in May. Okay. This Bitcoin halving this year, it's in April. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But okay, 100% price rally from over top of the previous all-time high, and that 100% price rally happened in the space of 4 weeks. So anywhere between a 50 to 100% price appreciation once we crack over that previous high, if we can do it in 2024, which I think that we can give weight to some of these other predictions. Bitcoin price to $116,000, says Sean Farrell from FundStrat. Matrix Port saying $125,000. Again, let's go back to our chart. Where does that get us? Where is 50 to 100% over the previous all-time high? Well, it's an interesting number. Let's have a quick look here. If we go up 75%, which would be on par with where we got in December of 2020, not accounting for the continued price action in January, just into 2020, okay? That gets us up to about $120,000. If we keep pushing higher and we get up to that 100% mark, well, that gets us up to about $140,000, which kind of lines up with some of these other predictions that we're seeing. Matrix Port, for example. Here's an interesting one from CryptoCon pointing out Very interesting theory here. So he says this cycle, I'll be keeping the closest eye on layer 6 for the Bitcoin cycle top. He's, of course, talking about the logarithmic chart here and where we could go according to that. He said by the halving cycles theory date of plus or minus 21 days from November 28th, 2025, here are the price of the top three bands: layer 7, 180K, layer 6, 130K, layer 5, 94K. The layer 6 price of 130K lines up with around 5 other experiments that I performed for the cycle top, even though most examples have been able to achieve layer 7. It's better to stay on the more conservative side. So interesting. So maybe that's in 2025 though. Okay. This is the end of cycle. This is the end of cycle. So that's where we could be going, end of cycle. Okay. So maybe we don't get a new high in 2024. This is also something we have to consider, is that we may not get what we want. We may want a new high in 2024 and that just doesn't happen. Okay. Keep that in mind. But a lot of price predictions, basically everyone's saying up. The only question is how much up. Basically everybody predicting a new high in 2024. Some dramatically so, others just, yeah, we're going to get up just a little bit over the previous all-time high by the end of the year. Others saying we're going to double it by the end of the year. Who's going to be right? We have no idea, because everyone's just pulling numbers out of the butts here, man. Nobody can predict the future. Nobody can predict the future, man. We all have our opinions, our guesses, our models, our frameworks for approaching this kind of question. Long story short, up. And why? I'm going to tell you in just a second. But before we do that, I just want to make a quick note. If you're not yet signed up to the Wealth Master newsletter, you got to get this checked out. Best damn newsletter in the cryptocurrency industry. Every single issue stuffed full of alpha. Altcoin alpha, airdrop alpha, DeFi alpha, NFT alpha, news. Of course, it's a newsletter. You can join our over 100,000 weekly readers and sign up for free using the link down below in the description. Thank you very much. So why is Bitcoin setting up for such a big, big year? Bitcoin halving coming in 3 months. Are you ready? Are you ready to rumble? I am. It's going to be exciting. Damn. Bitcoin halving again. I'm getting old, man. Holy crap. It's exciting times. Very exciting times. Bitcoin halving is a big event. Bitcoin halving is a major catalyst, has always been a major catalyst for Bitcoin. Bitcoin's tip of the spear. When money comes into Bitcoin, it filters down through the rest of the market. Of course, we have these ETF products right now. Look, with ETF products, a lot of people are pointing at all the same metrics: Bitcoin having ETF products, all this kind of stuff. You even have people coming out with calls like $500,000 Bitcoin. Okay, guys, chill out now. Anyway, the Bitcoin ETFs are very, very important because we are seeing huge inflows of cash. And yeah, we have problems because of Grayscale, and they're bringing a lot of Bitcoin out. Some of it's getting sold, a lot of it's going into other ETF products. But the reality is, every single week, millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, I should say, are being put into Bitcoin, fresh cash flows. If we can sustain that throughout the year, that's massive. And that does start pushing the number up consistently. Okay? Keep that in mind. And of course, it's not just about the US Bitcoin markets anymore. We have international markets for ETF products coming. Hong Kong talking about bringing a spot Bitcoin ETF Q1 this year. Korea's Office of the President pushing to get a Bitcoin ETF product approved in Korea. It'll be everywhere pretty soon. Every brokerage app in the universe is going to start offering Bitcoin ETF products. We're going to be selling this to people out on Alpha Centauri pretty soon, man. It's going to be awesome. Get the aliens here, man, so they can start buying our Bitcoin. Then we have Ethereum ETFs. That's going to bring more liquidity into the market. Ethereum ETF profits can go into Bitcoin ETFs, and just more money in general in crypto. And the more altcoin money that's produced by cash flows into the market swings back up to Bitcoin, right? It's a big circular market where we have money coming down. Okay, we'll bring money to Bitcoin, liquidity effect. We'll sell Bitcoin, buy altcoins, make money in altcoins, put it back into Bitcoin until the market tops out, of course. Coinbase, 70% likely to win their lawsuit against the SEC, which is a big damn deal. That'll be a big moment for crypto. Basically, every lawsuit the SEC has brought against every major company has been a major defeat for them. If they lose this one, that's a major pump catalyst. Fed rate cuts are coming. Get ready, prepare. It'll be a big event. Can have bearish implications for the market if those rate cuts come during a recession. If they don't, well, could be a pump catalyst. Keep an eye out for it. And here, I want to share this one with you because this, I think, is great. Keep it simple. Here is the price of Bitcoin, where we are right now. This the white one here, right here, versus previous cycles. So as you can see, what happens? We have the Bitcoin halving, big fat red line, little chart here. We have Bitcoin halving, and then what happens? Price doesn't always take off immediately. It might take a little bit of time to get itself worked up. And then blammo, it blasts off like freaking crazy, man. Absolute price explosion comes in post-Bitcoin halving. Now, the ETF is a major catalyst for bringing new liquidity in that can drive that post-Bitcoin halving mega rally. Now, look, I've always said 150K Bitcoin this cycle. That was my guess. Early last year, looking at the charts, remains, I think, a very important number for me. I'm not wedded to numbers. I'm looking at market conditions for any kind of selling. 150K, though, yeah, still seems like a pretty reasonable bet. This cycle, though, with the money and the craziness and ETF products, I mean, Hong Kong gets an ETF and Korea gets an ETF, and the ETF products are even more bullish than we thought. We could see higher. 150K is probably a conservative estimate. What do you think? Let me know down below in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.